Hi guys, welcome to Collider Games. I'm here to talk about Life is Strange Episode 1. Before we go any further, just know that there are going to be spoilers. So in this new adventure in the Life is Strange universe, you follow Sean and Daniel Diaz as they escape from a tragedy in their hometown. Sean, the older brother, is getting ready for a nice night out when a conflict with their neighbor sparks a racial profiling incident and sparks Daniel's powers. This event ends with a dead officer and the boy's father dead as well. Now the two are on the run down south from their home in Seattle to Puerto Lobos, Mexico. Using only their 2 feet and whatever was in Sean's backpack, they start to make their way to their new life. Now, I'm a big fan of choose-your-own-adventure games, and especially after the close of Telltale, I'm really hungry for a good choose-your-own-adventure story. Life is Strange 1 had an interesting twist on it because you had the control over time, so all the decisions you could easily and immediately reverse. This is not the case in Life is Strange 2, as you're exploring a different power set in Daniel. For a lot of the first episode, he doesn't even realize that he has these powers yet. This seems to have a little bit more choice and open-endedness than Life is Strange 1, but at the same time, it does seem to get around some of those issues in a bit of a clunky way. I didn't always feel like the world really reflected the choices I made, and there are plenty of times that the story kind of railroads you anyway. But that ties a bit into the theme of the game. Having you play as a Mexican American Don't Nod hits on the fact that sometimes you can make the right choices and things still go poorly. And sometimes the choices just aren't up to you. This is a game to go into with an open mind about your political opinions and your opinions on having politics in art. It makes it tough to objectively judge some of the faults in this game when those faults are also part of the message that it's trying to send. A few times in this game I've tried to non-aggressively diffuse a situation and it simply hasn't worked out. Is there an option to diffuse the situation? What's the right move? I think the point of this is that there is no right move. You can very easily say that as a player that would be frustrating, and the response would be, well, that's how it feels for Mexican Americans in America. But is having a powerful and important message a substitute for not having good gameplay? So far to me, this has felt like there are very few choices to actually make unless you want to intentionally hurt your game. This is only episode 1, and there are plenty of decisions that I've made in my playthrough that will probably have far-reaching consequences. But for the most part, they've been pretty inconsequential so far.
OMG. You gave her an LOL? That is a ballsy move.
You still end up getting knocked out by the mini-mart owner, you still end up captured in his back room, you still get saved by Seth Rogen, and you still end up not telling Daniel about his powers and about his father's fate in time.
You knew Dad was dead! You knew it!
The irony of the developer's name is that there are indeed some nods in this game, and I noticed a few that I really love, including a couple nods to Arcadia Bay and its fate depending on what you did at the end of Life is Strange 1, and a few good Twin Peaks references as well, plus tons of Minecraft.
We could fight off any skeletons or creepers with some good traps.
There is definitely a love of video games in this game that we see through Daniel, and it's appreciated in the community. As a non-white male with 3 younger brothers, I really connected to this story, but that makes me think that there are other people who aren't going to connect nearly as much as I did. I think the game has a powerful and important message, but if that gets in the way of the actual story, the character relationships, and the subtlety of what we actually enjoy about these games, then I feel like the message might fall flat, and that's my biggest worry with this. The political position of this game is so on the nose that I feel like it might turn some people off, especially the people who would really enjoy this if they played it all the way through.
Everything is political, Sean.
Outside of that, I'm going to try and reserve as many opinions as possible until more episodes have been released. But for now, if this wasn't on your radar and you're interested in the subject matter, it's definitely worth a pickup. And if you're lukewarm on it, then we'll wait a couple episodes and we'll see how it goes. For now, I'm interested to see what direction they take this and how my decisions are going to influence the world further. I'm also interested to see how this relationship between Daniel and Sean changes and what the two ends of the spectrum could look like. Life is Strange 2 is available September 27th on Xbox One, PS4, and Windows. For more information on Life is Strange 2 and other games, please check out Collider Games.